Hey, this is Rick. Welcome to Warriors Respite. I'm a combat veteran. I'm a therapist. I deal in addictions and trauma. Follow me on X. Follow Warriors Respite on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Not only am I a therapist, sometimes I do blogs. I try to do podcasts fairly often, videos, TikTok, all that good stuff. Sometimes I lecture you, sometimes I teach you. I kind of going off the cuff today. Usually I am. Today, I seen this post on Twitter or X, because I tend to troll often, and I will. Well, I'll do an overlay if you're watching the video right here, where I'm pointing. Right. The tweet, this kid being cancer-free, he's covered up in a Chicago Bears blanket. And if anybody knows anything about me, I'm a Chicago Bears fan. And being a Chicago Bears fan, that has nothing to do with humanity. I take my emotions out of it when it comes to people. I have Packer fan friends and patients. We talk shit to each other, then we love each other. I don't put my feelings into it. So anyways, this has pictures of this kid. Obviously, he went through chemo with a Bears blanket, and then another picture of him with his thumb up, smiling. And it says, "My son Ryan is cancer-free for 3 months." And we all rejoice. And this D-bag Green Bay Packer account basically said underneath it, "Ugh, not to be a bad person, but I wish I was, not to be a bad person, but I wish he was dead. Fuck the Bears." Can you believe anybody would say this? Now, I'm not attacking the Green Bay fan base, because I have been in the Chicago fan base. I have seen fans get into fights about taking a Dodger hat off a dude's head. The Bartman ball. A ball that was going out of bounds, a young man that was reaching for a ball when Moises Alou reached up to catch the ball, probably was not going to catch it. The ball was insignificant to the end of the game because he might have not have caught it. They had every chance to close the game out. The Cubs did. They blew the game, and they ruined this guy's life. The scenes from this were unsettling. The Bulls championship games, where after they won 6 titles, there were numerous riots. I remember as a kid watching these riots on the news. Like damage to property and fires. First base coaches at Comiskey Park during the White Sox games getting attacked. Like, this is not abnormal behavior in Chicago. And actually, more recently, the Chicago Bulls had the Ring of Honor, where they brought back past Bulls Hall of Famers and championship winners and just all, past big time Bulls players. And it was a cluster F as F. And I wish I could pull this up on here. I'm going to add it in right here.
Here, represented by his wife Thelma, Basketball Hall of Famer and former Bulls general manager Jerry Krause.
The video of Krause's wife, who was the owner of the Bulls, getting booed by the crowd. Now, the boos on TV apparently weren't as deafening as they were in the arena. The owner of the Chicago Bulls and the White Sox brought in 6 championships to that team, to us fans. Some fan bases don't get one. She is widowed, and she took that like a champ. Thank God Ron Harper was there, Bulls great, to try to quell the storm as she looked so heartbroken, but she took it like a champ. Because I don't live in Chicago anymore. I don't live around Chicago anymore. I've been through so many events where people are just getting booed for no reason. I remember going to Ozfest. I don't remember if it was 2000 or 2000 band at the time. They sang, "Come my lady, come my lady, be my butterfly." I don't remember how it goes. Make my legs shake and make, I don't know. It was a popular song. I'm probably butchering it. But, like, people were like, play that song and get off stage. They got rocked by the crowd. Booed. Chicago will boo you. And I've witnessed this crowd. They will treat people like they're not human. And I'm told Philadelphia's worse. I'm told, there's other cities. Buffalo, I guess, the Buffalo Mafia Bills. I don't know. I don't know if Buffalo's the worst. I know they RKO people through tables. Maybe I'm making that up. But Philadelphia for sure, because I remember that clip of Bill Burr getting booed on stage for like 10 minutes, and Bill Burr it's like if you haven't seen it, just look up Bill Burr heckling Philadelphia. It's like the best 10 to 15 minutes of your life. Bill Burr just not giving a crap about Philadelphia. But anyways, the Chicago fan base, it's a very difficult city to be front and center in. And not a lot of people can do it. Not a lot of people want to do it. But here's the thing. If you're loved there, you are loved. If you're Devin Hester, if you're Charles Tillman, if you're Ryan Sandberg, if you're Paul Canerico, if you're Michael Jordan, if you're CM Punk, who I'm not a big fan of, but if they love you, they love you. If they hate you, God help your soul. Dave Matthews Band couldn't go. I don't know how they got back in. But anyways, this isn't about Chicago. Really, this is about how Sadies to each other treat each other like this. Like they're nothing. How do you look at another person because they like a sports team and say, no offense, I'm not trying to be a person, but I wish you were fucking dead. Fuck the Bears. I hate to say what is wrong with you, because as a therapist, you know, I gotta psychoanalyze that stuff. But there's personal responsibility, there's personal accountability I'm not gonna have tolerance for. I'm gonna be empathetic. I'm not gonna be sympathetic. If you come to me with this behavior and say I did something like this, I'm not going to look at you and say you're still a good person. I'm going to say that's pretty shitty, dude. That's it. Repent. Own it. And I always preach that. Personal accountability. I put up a TikTok video. I know it's not as much related to this, but it's about personal accountability. Showing up for your appointments. And I said, I don't care if it's your therapist. I don't care if it's your doctor. I don't care if it's your freaking fortune teller. You made a commitment. Show up for your appointments. Personal accountability. Like, own your shit. Own it. Own what you do. Own what you say. Own it. But here, this guy's hides his face. 'Cause the name is Smart Takes something. The name is STD. So for the Packer fan, and it's a hidden face. Gaslighting isn't real. It's a made-up word. You're just imagining it. No such thing as gaslighting. What are you talking about? This is psychotic. To me, going on someone's Twitter page and telling them you wish that their child was dead, for any reason, is just as bad as being a pedophile and just as bad as being a murderer. You are, in my eyes, a terrible, terrible person. No ifs, ands, or buts. And quite honestly, you should own it. Don't let that hold you back from owning it and being a better person. Don't let that hold you back to say, hey, that was really screwed up. Why would I do something like that? That is not the person I want to be. I want to be a good man. I want to be a good woman. Or good, they, them, my name, insert my name. And own your shit and be better. And send that person an apology. Own it. You can do that. Be a big person. Like, make amends. Make amends with yourself. Or, because there's only one person that knows, and there's only one person that lives with it. There's only one person that lives with that person. And I don't know individually how that person feels about themselves. They might have some kind of cognitive processing patterns, some kind of chemical imbalance that keeps them from feeling empathy. They might have that. They might not care. But they might feel toxic. They might feel poisoned by themselves. Or maybe it's just not the person they want to be. Maybe that's not the values that they hold. But at the same time, it might be the values that they hold. Maybe it's a supervillain. Maybe that's a supervillain. Maybe that's the Riddler. Maybe that's the Twitter Riddler. Online. The Twiddler. That doesn't sound good. Maybe it's the Twiddler. The Xler. It's X now. Maybe it's the Xler. The Jokesler. He runs around and tells little kids, I wish you were dead because of your sports team. He's an evil villain. He wishes death on children. That's what he does. What a life. What a life you're living. What a life you're living to boo old ladies who are just there to support their dead husband. What a life you're living to attack and boo a fan who's trying to catch a foul ball. What a life you're living to tell a child you want them to die because they like a team that you don't like. When you take a step back from this kind of thing, don't you think it sounds stupid? And I'm involved in Bears Twitter, Bulls Twitter. Like, I pay attention. Sometimes I'll talk. Sometimes I'll pay attention. Excuse me. Sometimes I'll say something. Because, alright, so there's a big argument right now on Twitter, or an X, whatever you want to call it. Caleb Williams, who is, the big number one prospect. Bears fans are arguing that the Bears should draft quarterback Caleb Williams. Half the fan base thinks we should keep Justin Fields. And each side is trashing the other side's guy. And then these personal attacks come in. And it gets bad. And it's like, I'm watching it. And I'm like, do you really care that much? Because, neither side are making that choice. You're not drafting anybody. You're not signing anybody. It's not your money. I mean, you spent your money. They're spending your money. You don't get to spend any more money. They already got your money. They're spending it now. They're spending it on who they want to spend it on, regardless of what you guys decide. What your guys' opinion is. It's the same thing over and over again. It's the same thing as the Trump-Biden, Trump-Hillary debate. I see the same thing. Human behavior does not change. And it devolves into people just being ruthless with each other. Just insulting, calling each other handicapped, being ruthless. You don't know what's going on with that other person. Is it worth, first of all, they're all talking about watching tape. Like, oh, I'm watching the film, man. Like, how much film are you actually watching? You're not a coach, but I don't know, maybe you're watching film. Maybe you don't have a family and you're watching film. I don't know, but go for it, dude. But they're claiming they're watching film and they know more about the other person than what the other people do, and the other people are saying the same thing, and it's like, who cares? Watch and, like, stop insulting each other. Stop getting mad. Like, so they're getting mad, and what's probably happening is they're taking this anger and bringing it to their families, bringing it to work, being distracted on the road. It's probably causing lots of family problems. Because all these Facebook and tweeting conversations do that. I am purposely trying to sound old. All these twitting conversations do that. All these Twitters, like if my twit or my Facebook post doesn't get any likes, I get depressed, and half the time it doesn't get any likes. I don't give a crap, so I don't know. I don't care. But, like, somebody does. Like, teenage girls do, I guess. On TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. And half the time, I don't care. I mean, I'd like to get more views on YouTube and my podcast and stuff. Because I'd like to spread the word. You know what I mean? But as far as, like, tweets and or X's or what do you want to call it, Facebook posts and stuff, I don't really care because they ain't getting me paid. I mean, it might spread the word a little bit, so yeah, I guess I care a little bit, but it's like, I don't really care that much about it. And some people's dopamine are directly connected to it, like an addict to beer or weed or some kind of drug. And so these social medias for the last decade or so have been causing a lot of depression and whatnot in young people. And that's just the way it's been for the last decade. And we're seeing excessive depression and anxiety rates. Is that directly related to social media? Studies apparently say so. I know I've seen a couple of them that say so, but who knows? Could be other things. But, like, if I'm going to work, being trashed on my boss, and then getting into tweeter fights, and getting into Facebook group fights, who knows? Who knows what's happening? I'm walking around all depressed because I'm not getting any likes. I'm just getting a lot of people arguing with me because they don't like my opinion. They don't like who I vote for. They think I need to die because of what team I support, what quarterback I think the Bears need to draft or keep. This is not how we take care of each other. This is not community. This is a bad idea. Social media is a bad idea, you know? But, like, this is not love for one another. This is driving people to their grave, maybe? Am I thinking wrong? Because I just feel like people are going online because they're addicted. Like, literally, you see people posting all day, nothing but twits and tweets and, I'm not going to say that, every hour on the hour, like something, all day. I will see guys just bash Justin Fields every day, all day. they're obsessed. Their brain is obsessed with bashing Trump or bashing Biden or Vivek Ramaswamy or what's another Democrat? I don't even know. I'm paying no attention to this race. I've just heard Vivek's name. I know nothing about him. I'm so burnt out from politics. I don't give a crap about politics. Quite honestly, I hate politicians. I think they're all trash. Yada, yada, yada. Don't tell me what to do. The end. But I'm a veteran. I believe in freedom. That's all I know. But I just feel like if you're surrounded by negativity and you're addicted to social media because there's a dopamine drip associated with it, but then you're getting to these fights that's working you up and you're angry, anxious, depressed, then like you're just surrounded with these bad moods, and then we wonder why we're feeling that way. It's funny because no one's talking about this. Like, no one's coming to my sessions. I have maybe 40, 50 patients right now. Not one of them are talking about their social media. And you can't tell me they're not on there. They're on their social media. Why is this not coming up? You know? I'm not going to talk personal about my patients. I just, like, that just seems like, to me, I'm seeing a lot of Twitter arguments and Facebook arguments and stuff like that. I feel like that's something that should come up more often. Like, is there studies going on about... Let's look that up. Let's see here. Does social media arguments affect mental health? Let's see here. The more you prioritize social media interaction over an in-person relationship, the more you're at risk for developing and exacerbating mood disorders such as anxiety and depression. So it just talks about social media interactions, doesn't talk about arguments in general. Bullied in social media and many other users are subjected to offensive comments. So I guess if you're getting into an argument, I guess they're counting that as cyberbullying. But that leave lasting emotional scars. I'm just looking at like both people are bullying each other. It's like an argument, but I guess like probably that's just like a general term. One person's probably starting it or exacerbating it. So yeah, it's definitely being looked at, I guess. It's just looking at the context of cyberbullying. But who's being the cyberbully, I guess? Like, you'd think all sides of an argument, just like all sides in like a marriage, a bad marriage, or any argument or fight, think they're the victim. So who's the one being cyberbullied? That's the question. So that does not answer my question. Because everybody thinks they're being bullied. Everybody thinks they're the victim. So I guess I'd have to look more into this. I'm not much of a researcher. Now don't get me wrong. It's not like I don't interact. I just don't get into these long drawn out arguments all the time, every day. It's just, I'll like say something and people will try to like get me to feed into it. I'm just like, okay, bruh. And then I'll step out and I'll usually just like delete it because it's like, I want no part of this. I mean, they probably got screenshots of it. There's probably screenshots of me going, shut up, trash bag, and then deleting it. Yeah, probably. It's out there. It's out there. Everything on the internet. It's always on the internet. But I don't like get fed into it. Like I'm not gonna. But here's my advice. Get off the argument. Like, I'm not saying stay off social media. So I like social media for the news. I like to know what's going on. I trust it over your Channel 5, Channel 7, CNN, Fox. I don't trust media. I trust independent media, and I'm probably going to get better source on X, sometimes Facebook, stuff like that. So I'm not saying get off of it. I'm saying stop getting fed into these long, drawn-out arguments. Number 2, don't take other people's personal opinions, personal fan bases seriously. Like, who cares? Who cares what somebody else likes? I'll make jokes with a friend and then not care. Like, don't hate. I'm a Bears fan. As a Bears fan, don't hate a Packer fan so bad that you'd wish death on them. Vice versa. Packer fan the same. Cubs, Cardinals, Yankees, Red Sox, Cowboys, Niners, Reds, Commanders, whatever they are. I don't even, maybe it's not even a rivalry anymore. Now it's Commanders. So, but yeah, don't put up a wall. Chicago, do better. Don't boo old ladies. Stop booing people. No one cares. You're just pissing people off. And everybody's laughing at you. Like, be better people. You're a Midwestern city, for crying out loud. You're a Midwestern city. Show some Midwestern hospitality, Chicago. Midwestern hospitality. You embarrass me. Seriously. Okay. Yeah. Just cut your. And, yeah. So, thanks for watching. Please listen next time. I try to release an episode every Monday. Unless I can, I'll do it later that week. I try to release a little short video here and there on YouTube Shorts, and TikTok, and follow me on Facebook, Warriors Respite Therapy, at Warriors Respite on Twitter. Thanks for watching. Stay mangled and strangled in peace.